All right, traders, welcome to the Alpha Quant Syndicate. We're going to be discussing all things building a complete trading operation. We're going to be talking quants and algos and some pretty killer stuff. So first off, welcome everybody. This is Jim Simmons here with Tickblaze. And as always, we appreciate you taking time to be with us. What we're going to do is, first off, let's frame this from the beginning. This is not a presentation about buying another algo, loading a chart, hoping it performs the way that you want. We're going to show you how to build a complete operation around these systems. The reality is most traders don't have a problem with access to tools. There's plenty of algos, indicators, back tests, and all that stuff. The problem is that most traders are trying to assemble bits and pieces to try to create a framework, but they don't have the research, the optimization, deployment, risk management, accountability, everything that goes into building a complete operation. So if you have tools, but you don't have the optimization and all of that, what you're dealing with is less than a full operation, which is hit or miss. AQS is going to solve that problem. It brings everything together under one operating framework so that you don't have to try to determine which system do I run, which market do I trade, which settings do I use, when are the conditions changing. Now, we've been around trading for a long time, and we've watched traders repeat that same cycle. They buy a tool, they get excited, they hit a drawdown, they lose confidence, they move to the next thing. AQS breaks that cycle. So we've got a lot of stuff to cover here. So keep your questions coming in the chat. You are welcome to ask as we go. We'll stay on topic and answer questions as we're able to, but feel free to send those questions in. We are recording the event, so if you have to go, feel free, and we will get you the recording. So
a couple of things, Jim, while you're doing the disclaimer, while this is up here, and obviously, this disclaimer is important, please read it and accept it. Before we go into this presentation, I just really want to understand who's here. How many of you guys have purchased an algo and felt like, this isn't going to work? How many of you guys have purchased an automated system and felt like you didn't really get what you wanted, or you didn't get the results you wanted, or you just got tired of back testing and optimization? Can you guys just tell me where you're at? How many of you guys have done that in here? Just type a yes in the chat box. That would be really important. Please be as honest as possible. I can't help you if you guys don't follow along and help me. Right? So Ray says yes. Is Ray the only one? Christian says yes. Anthony says yes. Okay. Anybody else in here bought algos feeling buyer's remorse? Like, screw this shit. Like, I ain't buying this stuff anymore. I ain't running optimizations for the rest of my life. I ain't doing this. Paul, yes. Anybody else? How many of you guys bought an automated system and then it just didn't work the way you thought it was going to work? Joe, yeah. How many of you guys bought an automated system and you're excited because, the back tests that we have and the optimizations that we have look great, but then, you go to run it forward and then it works for a week. And then after that, it's like something happens, market changes, and you're like, what the hell happened? And then you just quit. Anybody? Yes. All of you, huh?
Yeah, a lot of yeses.
Yeah. So that's exactly what we're here to address today. So the Alpha Quant Syndicate is going to fix that problem head on. And if you give us an hour of your time, I can promise you this isn't just some normal webinar that you're going to attend and you're going to see a product. We're going to talk about things that Jim's going to bring down and talk about. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about what's coming, especially next week. There's something very, very, very big coming next week. And everybody in the Alpha Quant Syndicate is going to be excited. And we're going to talk about what that is. And if you're not in the syndicate yet and you've been looking at what we're doing, I can promise you by the end of this presentation, you're going to want to talk to Jason. This is going to be something that you're going to want to take a deeper look at. Okay. So I'm going to shut up now and give Jim the mic, but I really care about helping people. I really care about seeing an impact happen. And the only way to do that is just by addressing the problems head on and then giving you the solution so that we can show you the results. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Good deal. Yeah, and as always, everything that we discuss here today, these are past results, and that doesn't guarantee future performance. And we are not here to be your trading advisors. There's risk in trading. Please understand that. And good to go. So here's what we're going to cover. First, we're going to look at why owning an algorithm is not enough. Then we're going to look at the hidden cost of trying to operate on your own. We're going to walk through the AQS framework and the 7 pillars that support this entire operation. Then we're going to take you behind the scenes so you can understand what the quant team is actually doing what you're supported with in this system, how everything connects to prop trading and long-term scaling and multi-account prop and so on. By the end of the presentation, you'll have a clear understanding of what separates software from a complete business. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the elephant in the room first. Man versus machine. Who's winning that battle? Human execution hesitates before entering, right? We break trade plans. We panic when the trade moves against us. We interfere with stops. We miss valid opportunities, change decisions under pressure, right? Some traders even revenge trade. A machine doesn't have that problem. It executes based on the rules that it's given. It doesn't wake up frustrated or tired or not feeling sharp. It doesn't become overconfident after three winners. It doesn't decide that the next setup looks different because the last trade lost. And it can, yeah, not us. It can monitor multiple markets and execute way faster than a human ever could. And that same process is all without fear, greed, hesitation, or fatigue. Sounds like music to our ears, right? The objective, though, is not to remove the trader from the operation. The trader still controls strategy, risk, capital, market selection, how you deploy. The objective is to remove that unnecessary inconsistency, that decision making that the trader is responsible for is more about deployment rather than the execution. And the result becomes a very much a cleaner operation that where you don't have to react to every candle and you can move toward rules-based operations. Okay, so that's the objective here, not to remove the trader, but to empower the trader.
One thing I find with algo trading, Jim, and this is something that we talk about in the back end of the room, is algo traders don't really need to get good at the system. They need to get good at turning it on and off. That's the
Yep.
only thing that really matters with a quant trader or an algo trader is setting up the strategy, but then just knowing when the right time to turn it on or off, right? And I think that's like 80% of the legwork inside of our trade room is just turning algos on and off. We already set them up. Everything is there, everything is pre-configured, everything we do, but then it's like, okay, it's time to turn this algo on, time to turn this algo off, right? Because traders think that it's just about putting on a machine and then it's just going to run like an ATM machine. No, because conditions change or that, and that's the whole aspect of running automation. And
Mhm.
that's 90% of the reasons why most traders blow up their algos when they just run it because they just think that, okay, the back test worked and then they turn it on, but it's not that simple, right? So we simplify this so that you don't have to be the person that's getting frustrated using the technology, right? And I promise you, once you see how we're doing this, this is going to be an eye opener for a lot of traders.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a balance there between turning it on and off at the right times. And you could still let the algo do its thing, and you're still gonna, we optimize for you, so you don't have to do that. But there's still some optimization, but it all works together, and you'll see how that comes together here. But most traders that are interested in operation are trying to escape those problems of the emotional decisions, the constant chart monitoring, sitting in front of the screen, inconsistent execution, missed trades. Anybody ever miss a trade? That's frustrating sometimes, right? Or you didn't get out after you saw your trade going to target and then you never moved to break even and then you took a stop out. The algo is not going to do that. It's going to do exactly what it's supposed to do. It's very sharp. It doesn't miss a beat, right? So what traders really want though is they want a portfolio of proven systems operating defined rules, reduce the screen time, multiple strategies, scalable growth, and structure so that they can trust the process. Even if one system's in a drawdown, they have other systems that are making money. And that's the real algo dream. It's not just a magic bot that you turn it on and you make money while you go drink your coffee at the cafe, The strongest part of this, though, is diversification. When your entire business is dependent on one strategy, one market, one condition, you're vulnerable. And that becomes really hard. And I could speak to this from my experience, that when you trade one market, one condition, one strategy, and that doesn't produce that day, what does it do to your psyche? That it changes things. It makes you go, it makes you question what you're doing, because if you take a loss that day, suddenly we all do it as traders, start to think, well, that doesn't work. Well, it does work if you have the right portfolio of systems. And the beauty of this is that the trader is not the one that has to watch all these systems. You can, and most of us have multiple screens, and you can have different systems running on different markets based on what those markets are doing, based on what the market is telling you is going to work. Some algos are going to work great in trending markets. Others are going to work great on fades after liquidity sweeps or divergence and so on. So we help you build all of that. Speaking of core systems, one and done, many of our traders trade this system. It's very simple. It's very effective. Jeffrey trades it every day in the trade room discretionally. We have algos that will do it as well. So this is one that we will trade every day, probably for
Let's
the
talk about
foreseeable
this for a
future.
second. So
Mm-hmm.
what we're doing right now in the opening range is we've been building technology to be able to tell you when the algo should be engaged or not based off mathematics. And so discretionary traders have to make those decisions themselves. But what we're doing is we're building solutions so that our quant traders or our algo community can just look at the screen and say, okay, that's that, turn this on, that's that, turn that off. And it's really
Mm-hmm.
powerful because this technology doesn't exist anywhere else, right? So we've really been building it, and it's privy only to this program, right? Like we're only allowing it in the algo program because it's meant for our users, right? But this system is probably one of the most traded strategies in the industry, and so we're really excited to see it transform, and really excited to see the traders use it because it's probably the most heavily traded system in the industry, truthfully, right? It's traded by millions of traders every single day, right? Not just
Mm-hmm.
in us, but globally, right? The 5 minute opening range, the 15 minute opening range, and there's truth to that, right? A lot of traders are looking at it. Not a lot of traders know if you have an EMA on your chart, but a lot of traders know what the opening range is, right? So this is really, really important, and you're gonna stick around. You're gonna see what we're talking about.
Yep, good stuff. So, what is the cost of going alone? I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because we all know what this is. We all see it. We all experience it. This is the cycle, though. You buy an algo, or an indicator or a system. You chase the back test. You test random settings. You're kind of throwing darts in the dark, trying to figure out what's going to work or not. You switch systems after it draws down, and you keep buying the next thing, and it feels like progress because you're adding something new, but the operation never became more structured. It was all based on a piece of software. So if market conditions change and you're not familiar with how to optimize, you're left in the dark. And there's lost time, there's failed evaluations, poor deployment, unnecessary drawdowns, and that constant loss of confidence that you never really develop in that system or in the markets or in your own trading. And so AQS takes the opposite approach. Systems are selected around clear objectives. Algos are matched to the right market and the right condition. We just talked about that on that last slide. There are conditions that tell us don't trade the breakout on the one and done. And we have that data that tells us when to deploy those things. That data does not come from just a couple days worth of testing. These quant guys on the back end are spending a lot of time going over this data so that data can empower our decisions so that we can have better expectancy. Data equals expectancy, right? The problem is that traders don't need more algos unless you don't have any. Then, of course, you might need some. But most traders would admit I've got plenty of systems. That is why adding another system doesn't necessarily fix the issue. If you don't create the structure around those systems, then you're kind of still left in the dark. Makes sense? Let's look at another system, CWAP algo. One of my favorites. All of you know, most of you know that I trade anchored VWAPs, and anchored CWAP is a variation of that. Really great system, lots of merit here for trending markets. Can work really great. You take structure and volume and momentum and you put them all together and you have the CWAP algo. And this is one that is my favorite, and I will likely be coming into the algo trade room to deploy this one and work with Burzin to trade this one. And we're going to have probably way too much fun doing that. So stay tuned for that. So owning algos isn't enough, right? Just because you don't own an algo doesn't mean that you're gonna, make millions tomorrow. The important factor of this is that the algo, again, it provides the trading logic. It creates the signal in the entry, and we talk about this a lot in coaching sessions and in training. The right trading strategy is about three things: right time, right place, right direction. The algo is doing the execution right. It's doing the right place. That's where the algo is getting in. And so it automates the exits and entries. It can even automate the risk management for you, which is really great for us traders. It produces the historical data, can do the back tests. It removes the manual trade execution. These are all valuable, but the algo is going to operate as it's configured. It doesn't research. It doesn't determine whether the back test is good or bad. That is up to determination. It doesn't determine whether the settings are overly optimized or whether market changes or whether the strategy belongs in your portfolio or when. It doesn't create prop scaling plans. It doesn't manage risk across multiple accounts or tell you when deployment should be reduced. That's the role of the AQS. We have an entire team that researches, validates the systems, builds a portfolio, provides live implementation guidance, and personalized one-on-one coaching, monitors the risk performance, and continuously improves the process. So the algo powers the trades, AQS builds the entire operation around it. And that's the difference between owning software and being a part of the AQS. You have an entire team that's going to help you scale it intelligently. Good stuff. How many of you, let's pause here for a second because I just want to get a pulse check here. How many of you this sounds like, holy smokes, this is exactly what I was looking for? Someone to tell me, when do I turn the algo on and off? They know what systems to run. All you have to do is show up into a trade room. We're going to go over this in a second. Show up in the trade room, turn it on when they tell you to turn it on, and go long or short when they tell you which direction to go. How many of you that sounds like music to your ears? Anybody?
Not just that, it's about performance, right? So one of the things that we're going to talk about too here today is the aspect of performance and understanding that it's not just about doing it for you, it's about making sure that you can see the performance on the systems because nobody wants to trade anything they don't believe in.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Wicker Algo. Wicker is another one as one of our core systems that we can use, and it's a very interesting system. Uses custom bars, very heavy, relying on the back testing and the optimization. Understand how to deploy this market based on the momentum of that market. Really killer system. So let's go deeper into AQS. What's included? What is this built on? There's the personalized development side. Let's talk about that for a minute. That's going to be the quant assessment. So this is really assessing where you're at in your journey. What do you like to trade? What do you not like to trade? What are you good at? What are you not good at? All of those things. What does your trading journey look like so far? Then we're going to do strategy mapping, a tailored education roadmap, 3 private coaching sessions, systematic frameworks, and access to the AQS Academy. And that implementation and scale includes live quant rooms, access to every current and future Tickblaze algo. They're all included in the program. You have the dedicated optimization team, evaluation and prop scaling frameworks, and continuously updated templates. So the power is in how these all work together. The education without the implementation leaves you with knowledge, but the struggle to execute. Software without research leaves the traders guessing. Optimization without risk controls, we create impressive back tests, but they fail in live deployment. Coaching without data just becomes an opinion. AQS connects that entire process. The assessment determines the direction that you're going to take as a trader. The algos provide the execution. The research validates the opportunity. The optimization prepares the system. The deployment turns the work into action. And the coaching and accountability keep you aligned with that plan. And that's why we call it a syndicate, because you're operating in an environment with specialists working with you on every objective. So this is what this is all built on. Let's look at the sweeper algos. How many of you like to trade liquidity sweeps? It's a really great way to trade, especially on days like today. Market is just sweeping up so many traders today, all over the charts. I don't know if you guys saw it. I certainly saw it. Sweeping everybody out. The sweeper algo takes advantage of that. So this is a system that is going to demonstrate that it's based on you're running it in certain ways based on the market conditions. Today would have been a great day to run it kind of in a sideways fashion, right? And so our team works with you on all of that. Let's talk about pillar one. So this is understanding really where you're at, where you've been, and where are you going. You're not choosing systems randomly. You're not buying without an objective. You're not, following an education that doesn't match your experience. Everything is built around you. The portfolio of algos that you trade are going to be based on what works for you. Somebody who's trading the pre-market, we're not going to tell them to trade one and done unless it's on gold. But we need to understand you as a trader. What markets do you trade? How much time do you have? When are you trading? Are you trading prop accounts? Are you trading your own capital? How do you handle drawdowns? What are you good at and not good at? Sometimes that means I go off the rails after X number of losses, right? You have to understand yourself, and we can help you do that. Do you prefer short, fast systems or slower systems? What level of experience do you have? These are the questions that affect your entire operation because you are not the trader that is next to you. That trader is going to be different. Every trader is different. So this assessment helps us create a path for you. And this is going to go into, helping you understand the live rooms even, and software and strategy mapping and all of that. And it all begins with the assessment so we can build the operation around you. Trend breaker. This is another personal favorite of mine, actually. I really like the trend breaker. And the trend breaker algo is a great system. You can use it in a number of different ways. And so we can help you understand when to run it on which markets and which charts, which is a real challenge. When it comes to structure, there's a lot of different ways you can run it. Slow and fast and bigger waves and smaller waves and which chart, Renkos or seconds or whatever the case might be. We can help you determine all of that. Pillar two, quant coaching. Now, this is not just here's how you optimize an algo. You can watch training videos on that. That's the easy part. The hard part is all of the other stuff that goes into this and when to deploy the algos, when not to deploy the algos, how to understand the market conditions, how to build a trade plan around this whole idea. Some of you thought, well, if I come to the algo system, I don't have to create a trade plan because I have the algo. Nope. Erroneous. You do need a trade plan. The trade plan is what's going to help you understand which markets, which algos, and all of that. Now, we're going to help do that for you, but we're going to also help you understand why we're doing the things that we're doing so that you have your own trade plan that fits into what you're doing as well. The first step is that roadmap and the assessment, and then we deploy into coaching. So our first session, what we're going to go through is we're going to talk about you as a trader. We're going to go through that assessment. Then we're going to build that trade plan around you. The second session is all about, did you execute as you were supposed to? Are you following your rules? Are you doing what you're supposed to? Are you letting the algo execute? Are you revenge trading with an algo? You thought it wasn't possible. I assure you, there are traders who have found a way to do it. But this is where the coach is going to review your execution. The third stage is where we go into performance and optimization, but not just on the algo, on you and your strategy as a trader. The coach is not going to make those decisions for you. They're going to make the decisions with you. They're going to help you shorten the learning curve, catch your mistakes, and build that operation so that it's something that you can scale. Okay. Here's some trade examples. These are one and done system trades. Gold is, frankly, it's been a hero on the one and done. The gold opening range does very, very well. We also have systems in place that tell us which markets to run the one and done on the equities as well. So we can work with you on that. Let's talk about the quant team. So we talked about there's an entire team to help support you throughout the entire process. This is arguably the largest value driver inside this program. Is when traders trade alone, they test alone, they back test alone, they experiment with settings, there's too much over optimizing, there's too much guesswork, and it's frankly, it's a tremendous amount of work. How many of you have ever spent way more time back testing and optimizing than you ever would have wanted to? Anybody hear that? You've spent way too much time back testing and optimizing. only to find out that the system didn't even work the next day when you ran it. Not the way you saw in the back test, that's for sure. It takes a copious amount of time to optimize and back test. And part of it is knowing what to test and how to test and what conditions you're looking for. So certainly you can get better at it, but it still takes a lot of time. It doesn't matter how good you're at. It still takes a ton of time. And we have an entire team that behind the scenes, when they're not running the trade room or in the weekly training sessions, that's all they're doing is they're back testing, and they're coaching traders too, but they're spending all their waking hours. That's their job, is to back test systems for this program. So we have dedicated staff that's what they're doing. And again, tons of time goes into this. So you
Let,
don't have to do that.
let me talk about that for a second, Jim, because I think this is the missing piece. It's Pandora's box, so to speak, right? Like I've been selling algos for a very long time, building probably between NinjaTrader, TradingView, Tickblaze. I think we've done maybe over 100 automated systems. It's a lot of systems, a lot of product launches, a lot of strategies, a lot of education, a lot of classrooms. And the number one thing that everybody struggles with is having to do things themselves. Number one is your time. Number two is your skill set. Number three is just what do you do when things go wrong and you don't have anyone to ask for help, or if the templates, God forbid, the templates need to be changed, right? And so when we decided to build this program, everybody can launch a trading room. Like anybody and their dog can run a live stream on YouTube or do a trading room. Like that's not difficult. But what's difficult is spending, 4, 5, 6, 10 hours a day optimizing 5, 6, 7 strategy variations to find the right time frames, the right bar sizes, the right settings, the right days, the right weeks, the right time of days, everything that needs to be going into the strategies. And so when we decided to do this, we really got together as a team and said, hey, like, if we're going to do this, we got to do what they actually need, not just what they want. And so when you come into the Alpha Quant Syndicate, just know this, that you have some of the most brightest minds in the industry that have built over 100 automated systems, and their entire focus outside of the rooms is making sure that the strategies get deployed to you guys properly. Like what's been going on over the last 2 weeks is we're getting ready to release an all new signal that I've been trading personally, and it's going into both programs. And it's literally the best strategy I've ever seen in the industry. Like I've been doing this since 2015. I've seen more trading systems than probably the market's seen. And all jokes aside, like this is the real deal. And so when we start talking about it's not just about having a team. It's about what the team's giving you, right? At the end of every week, we update the templates if we need to update the templates. Every given week, we will build out the variations, the desktops, the resources so that you don't have to do anything. You just go about your week, you go about your day, and then all of a sudden, boom, you come in, we give you what you need to do, you come to the trade room, and then Bob's your uncle, right? It's all set up, it's all built, it's all ready for you. And that to me it's worth so much more than just a program because it's a done for you service, not a done with you, right? And that's the big killer here, right? Like that's the big kahuna that everybody needs to understand is like everything is normally done with you. Here's a template, go figure it out. Versus here is a team of 5 quants. And what we do is we test 12 to 15 different systems on a weekly basis. And we decide which ones are going to run in the room that week, which ones we're not going to run in the room that week. What are the conditions? Where are we at? And then like this whole industry has never even seen something like this. And we're the first to do it. So I speak very highly of what we're doing because it's something that everybody's been emailing me for the last 5 years to do. And now we've finally done it. And so if you own an algo, or if you ever wanted to be an automated trader, this is hands down the only thing in the world that should matter to you right now. This is the creme de la creme for automated systems. Make sense? Every type of why in
Yeah.
the chat box, that makes sense to you guys. This isn't some hard sales pitch. It's like a master's degree. It's like a Navy SEAL solution, but it's done for you. Make sense?
Good, good, good. Speaking of the CWAP algo, here's a trade on the CWAP algo on a range chart. This is a nice little template that the team had come up with, and it's been doing very well. So nice system. Pillar four. Pillar four is the live trade room. Now we have this crazy idea around here that you shouldn't have to wait 3 months or 6 months. You shouldn't have to learn everything before you can start making money. That's why we have the live trade room. So while you are going through coaching and developing your system, we have educators that run the live trade rooms. They're going to show you exactly which systems they're running, when they're running them. They're even going to show it on the screen, which systems are deployed and in which direction. We're going to create all the templates for you for the algo. We're at the beginning of the week, we're going to give you those templates. And then when you show up in the trade room on Monday morning, we're going to go, okay, we're running the trend breaker long on gold. Turn it on. That's it. That's all you have to do. And welcome to the trade room. So we call it earn while you learn. This is live system deployment, live trading, everything done with you right in front of you. We take the trades, we log the trades, all of it. So the hardest part is just showing up every day. That's it. You show up, you turn the systems on when they tell you to turn them on. How many of you sound like, yeah, now we're talking? And we talked a little bit earlier, music to my ears, right? So you're going to give me the systems, you're going to tell me which way to go, and all I have to do is turn them on. Yeah, I'm in. That's what every trader's looking for, right? Trade room runs from 9 to 11:30 Monday through Thursday. That's Eastern time. Yeah. So plenty of time to hit the market open and a couple hours after that to clean up on the post-open opportunities there. So good stuff. Here's some more trades. This is going to be more trend breaker trades. This is interesting charts. A 15-second here on the left on MCL. Very interesting. And then over here, another Renko chart with just killer trade. Look at this trade. That's a beautiful trade. Entry here, took target one and then trailed the stop. That's amazing. Very nice. Pillar 5, all the algos. How many? All of them. Every algo that Tickblaze Marketplace has released is included in the program. You don't pay extra for it. It's included. Anytime we release a new algo, you're going to automatically get access to that. And you pay nothing because you've already paid to be part of this program. That in itself is phenomenal value that you get access to every algo that we've ever released and every algo that we will continue to release. Are we still releasing algos? Yeah, we have one coming up very soon that you are going to want to be aware of, and you're going to want to check it out. Look, whether you join this program or not, I realize that some may not, and those of you that are joining, you're going to get it. And but either way, you need to understand that we have a very powerful algo coming very soon. Sean is going to actually demo the algo at the end of the presentation here, so stick around because I promise you, you're going to want to see what he's going to show you. It's the best trading he's ever had, so that's a pretty important thing to pay attention to. Here's another trade example on Wicker Algo. You can see some very custom bars and some huge wicks, and this trades a momentum after the fake out. And those can be some of the best traders. Best trades is when traders are faked out and you can catch the momentum on the other side of that. Huge moves. Very huge moves. Pillar 6, how many of you are trading with prop firms? Anybody here prop firm trading? Give me a yes in the chat box if that's you. Trading with a prop firm. Yeah, all sorts of traders trading with prop firms. Anybody here ever failed an evaluation or lost a payout account? Anybody had that happen to them? Nope, never. If it hasn't happened, you haven't tried. Every trader deals with it, right? What is the number one reason that traders fail evaluations and payout accounts? We have some unique perspective on this because we watched from another company that most of you are familiar with Prop Shop, and yeah, thousands of accounts failed. We can tell you exactly why traders are failing, and then you know what we can do is we can use that data to help create systems that don't fail in that way. Now, look, nothing is bulletproof, but we're going to help you with the risk side of things. We're going to help you understand how much should you be risking per trade. Now, we can't make the decision for you, but we can help give you guidance so that you can create your risk plan. We're going to help you not oversize your positions. We're going to help you have the right framework on trading in a drawdown. How do you do that? All of this is built around your risk and helping you so that you can understand that if I risk X, Y, and Z, and if I do this the proper way, I can make an income on the other side of that. And roughly here's what I'm going to make based on that. So really, really important. All the payout. How do I get to a payout? How do you stay in a payout? All that. We have a very unique perspective on that. And all this is built in as well. Here's another trade. What do we got here? We got Sweeper Algo. Sweeper Algo. Do you see the liquidity sweep right there? Takes the trade and off to target. Pillar 7 is the AQS Academy, really the Tickblaze Academy. And this has tons of valuable content. It's all recorded. It's all on demand. Here's the thing. You're not going to watch all of the education, right? You could if you want to. That would be some serious dedication. There's hundreds of hours of learning in there. But the idea here is that you're not looking at just random online content. You're not watching somebody on YouTube who is giving you 1/10 of the full strategy, or for that matter, what they think is a complete strategy. And it's like the blind leading the blind. But here's the deal. When we do your assessment, we're going to help you understand what you need to learn so that you can be familiar with how to properly deploy your strategy. And so we're going to lead you to the right courses. Everything is built in. You don't have to pay anything extra. It's an endless library from beginner to advanced content, from structure and foundations and momentum and divergence and all the foundational stuff to more advanced concepts like order flow and so on. So tons of really great education in there. It is included as well. Here's another trade example. This is another sweeper trade. Swept the low and went the other way. I know none of us have ever thought, okay, we're going short, and then no. But sweeper's great for taking advantage of those huge momentum shifts. So what problems ultimately, if we've kind of recap on everything we've covered here so far. So we know that going on your own, you buy an algo, you deploy it, you hope for the best, you go back and optimize, you spend copious amounts of time trying to optimize to get the best settings, you run it the next week. Sometimes it works for a little while, sometimes it doesn't. You go back to the bunker to do more optimizations. You have emotional interference. You have reliance on one or two systems at a time. You can only deploy so many systems at a time. You get the idea, right? That is what most traders' reality looks like. Traders in AQS, you come into the program, you have coaching included. We're going to give you the templates. You show up in the trade room, you turn them on and off, long and short. You make your money. You come back the next day, do it again. All the while you're getting coaching on something that is going to be scalable. So this takes years for many of you, takes years of struggle and years of breaking even or losing. And it turns that into, let's start making money together next week. No, we're not interested in more blown accounts and failed evals and more systems and more lost time. The hidden cost of waiting is not just the money, right? Let's go into the next slide here. This is the hidden cost of waiting. It's not just the money, it's the time. And once that time is gone, you can't get it back. So what we're trying to do here is give you that time back. You don't have to ever optimize again if you don't want to. Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to have to do anything. You have to show up and join the trade room and go to your coaching and participate. But time is finite. Money isn't. So you can always go make more money, but you can't make more time. The time is what you have, and it's gone, and that's it. So when we look at everything that's built in and included, you have your strategic roadmap, you have your 3 coaching sessions. That's massive value right there too. How many of you have ever had one-on-one coaching before? Anybody ever had that? It can be expensive. Can be very expensive. This program, it's included for you. Weekly algorithm templates, massive value to have an entire team of quant traders optimizing, testing, making sure that you have the very best templates always updated. That's a huge power there.
Talk about this for
Uh,
a second, Jim. All right, I'm
yeah.
going to step in here, Jim, because
Uh-huh.
Jim's been talking, and give him a second to give us some water. And
Mm-hmm.
um, when I build things for our community, um, I try to do things that don't exist in the industry. My first experience buying a trading program was right out of college. I was excited about going and learning how to trade. I saved up money for years. It was like 25, 30 grand. And I remember I sat down after a 5 day workshop in a boot camp in Toronto, and I watched them talk about ascending triangles and bull flag pullbacks and blah 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 blah, right? And what ended up happening is that at the end of the 6 days or 5 days that I was there, they brought me to this corner room with a brand new sales guy, and he sold me on I need to buy the futures program and the stock program, and it's going to be $30,000. And at that time, I was like, wow, like I'm going to be a millionaire and I'm going to be a trader. And I just saved for 3 years and like all my life savings on a trading course. I never learned a goddamn thing. That program was the biggest ripoff that I've ever seen in my life. And from that moment, I don't regret it. I worked a long time to make that money to buy that program. And I sat down for years thinking about the industry and what's wrong with it and why we have to be different and what we need to do different. So when we put together something for traders, I want you to understand that the value of this program is over 80 grand. Why? Because you have 5 quants working for you. I got to pay their salaries every month. You've got 20, 30 automated systems and all the templates and all the solutions and the ongoing trading room and the ongoing, it's all there for you. But don't you think I'm not going to be doing what happened to me? We're not here to sell you some sleazy package. We don't get down like that. I don't believe in that. I don't think this industry deserves more of that. It's unfortunate that it happens. But what I do want to talk about is what you're going to get out of this. Okay. First, there's no obligation. Okay. Second, all you need to do is make a phone call, talk to my guys, and see if this is the right fit for you. Some of you it might be, some of you it won't be. Third, Jim, I think there's another slide that talks about a guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that. We have a money back success guarantee, which means there's no, it's unlimited upside and zero downside risk, right? Like the best solution is that you're going to be extremely successful. It's going to be the best thing that you've ever done. You're going to be excited because you finally found what you're looking for. And then the other side of this is that, if you go through all of our program, you complete the assessment, you attend all the coaching, you follow the roadmap, you do what we do in the syndicate, you do everything. And even after all of that, you're still so far behind, then there's clearly something else going on. And either we're going to refund you the money or we're going to die making sure we fix it. And that's the way we look at this. We're not here to just sell you a package. We're here to change your life. And so when you talk to Jason, okay, just remember that we've got packages set up, we've got discounts, we've got ways to help you, we've got things we can do for you, but we can't help you if you don't want to help yourself. And the only thing that's going to stop you from either contacting us or working with us is the fear of how much it's going to cost or maybe how much you've already spent in the past. And don't let money be the reason why you stay stuck for the next 5 years, right? Like I'm being straight with you. Like I'm sure this costs some money. But so does losing as a trader for the next 7 months and then realizing you should have done this a long time ago and then coming to us in 6 months saying, yeah, you're right. Because that happens. And I'm here to tell you that we want you to make the change and we have the resources to do it. Okay. So type of why in the chat box that makes sense to you. You understand where I'm coming from. You understand I'm explaining a reality check from my own personal experience. And I've invested millions of dollars building technology as a provider in this space, right? And not all systems are created equal. Not all strategies are going to make the same amount of money. Not everything is going to be the success that you want it to be, right? So the goal here is not to just sell you the sizzle, it's to really build a lifestyle around what we're doing. And the start of it is getting to know you, getting to understand you, making sure that we can actually fix your problems and provide an ongoing solution that can actually be enjoyable, no stress, profitable, simple to understand, easy to follow, and then you just show up and you do it. Right. And that's the most important part. Now, there will be a few days you need to learn what you need to do. And there's going to be a few days you're going to have to ask some questions. That's life, right? But like, you don't go to university and then just expect to get a degree in the first day. But this isn't university. This is a done for you service that literally in the next week to 2 weeks, you could be consistently doing what you need to do as long as you show up, do the right questions, and make sure you follow the strategies. Does this make sense, guys? Give me a yes if that makes sense. I want to make sure everybody's in it to win it. You understand where I'm coming from, right? Um, Makes sense, right? And it's pretty great deal, right? Like it's a money back guarantee, right? Like that's pretty freaking incredible. And the reason we do that is because we know what we have behind the hood, right? It's like when you drive a really expensive Ferrari, you don't really care about how much the gas costs, right? Because you know what you're driving. And that's the reality, right? Like I know what's under the hood here, and it's a hell of a lot more expensive than what I paid, and you're definitely not paying what I paid. So that's all that I have to say, guys, because I care about what you have to do, and I care that your trading results matter to you, right? You're not here to hear us talk. You're here to see if we can provide you with solutions that can make you a lot of money. Am I wrong? Yes or no? You don't come to these webinars to try to figure out, oh, let's hear these guys talk again. You come here to figure out if it's a solution that you can actually get behind and actually invest your time and your energy into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop a link in the chat box. Okay. We're going to run a poll. If you could do me a favor and just please answer the poll honestly. If it's a yes or a no, either way, no hard feelings. If you'd like for us to call you, please put your phone number in number 2. It's really important. You're not paying anything close to what the value proposition was on the slide, but you have to know that the program is worth over 80 grand. Now, are you paying anything close to that? Not a chance, right? Not a chance, but that's what it's worth, right? So please put the information in, right? So we can understand where your head's at and what we need to do. And we will ultimately have our team follow up with you and get in touch with what you need to do, right? Please put your phone number in there. I see a few people saying yes, a few people saying no. We understand that not everybody's in a place to move forward, but just remember what I said. Do not let cost scare you away. A phone call is free, right? A phone call is free, guys. Take the phone call, right? That's important.
Yeah. And to that end, I know, most everybody here has spent some kind of money in the industry, right? And you're still looking for a solution. Is as plainly as I can say it, this is the solution. There's nothing like it in the industry. You're not going to find anything like this out there. And we're completely dedicated to your success in this program. It's not about our success. We can go be successful right on our own. It's about your success. So this is the solution, and it costs way less than you would ever think. So don't let money be an issue. We will talk to you. We will help you out and make sure that you can participate as well. So schedule with Jason. So there's a link in the chat box. That link is going to take you to this page, and you just click book your strategy session and schedule your session. There's a couple links here, but it talks more about the program, recap of what we talked about. Everything's in there, and then you can go ahead and book your session. So go ahead and do that. Let's get to, we need more participation in the poll. We have a giveaway. We're going to be doing a giveaway. So here's what I need. Before I can do the giveaway, I need you to answer the poll. The poll helps us understand where everybody's at. Are you ready or not? It's okay
Yeah.
if you're
And
not.
let's just talk about this for a second. You don't have to buy anything to have a phone call. Just have a phone call and get your questions answered so we can deal with what you need to deal with. And then just fill out yes or no in the poll. And then what we'll do is that if you're if you want to have a conversation with us so we can discuss the pricing, we can discuss the structure, we can discuss how it works, then just put a yes. And then everybody in here, whether it's a yes or no, we don't care if it's a no. Don't be afraid to put a no. But if it's a yes, put a yes, right? And what we'll do is once everybody in here has answered the poll, then we're going to give away some free cool stuff, right? But we cannot do that unless everybody's answered the poll. So please fill out the information. Please fill out a yes or a no. Put your phone number in here, and then we'll have Jason follow up with you. You don't see the poll, Ray? Okay. For people that might be on a different device or a tablet or something like that, just write the name down, Ray. Just put a yes or a no in the chat box, Ray. Either way, it's fine. We just that way we know we can pull it. You want it? You want to have a call? Yes. Okay. So Jason, just make sure you write down Ray J. He wants a phone call. He doesn't see the poll.
Cool. Good. We need a few more of you. A few more of you to answer the poll if you can. If you don't see it, that's fine, but The rest of you that can enter the poll, please do so. And as soon as we got enough participation, I'm going to hold that giveaway hostage here. And we're going to do a giveaway. We're giving somebody in this room, in the attendance here, we're going to give one of you a free algo. A free algo. Free.
Benjamin
Okay.
said he wants to call again, Jason. He decided to change his mind.
Okay.
That happens, guys. Listen, the mind's going to play tricks on you. Listen to the heart, not to the brain. The brain is the demons. I can promise you that. The mind will play tricks on you. The heart will never lie.
If
Mhm.
you're still looking for success, have the call. The realization at the end of that call might be do this instead. It might be do the AQS and join now. This is absolutely a fit. Or it might be do something else instead.
Yeah,
But
we've
our
we've had
goal is
calls.
to
We've had
help you.
calls, Jim. Like
What's that?
some guys have calls, and it's like, listen, we
Yeah.
just don't think this is even right for you, right? Like that's we're just going to tell it straight.
But it's not even just a no. It's a, hey, here's what I think could really help you based on where you're at right now. So you're still going to get help, regardless of whether it's you're joining the AQS or we have some different ideas for you. We will always, always help you out. Yep, sounds good, Antonio. We got you covered. We got something really, really cool coming for you, Antonio. So stay tuned on that as well. Yeah, very, very cool. All right, so you guys have all done wonderfully answering the polls. I appreciate it. I'm going to put a link in the chat box now. If more people enter the giveaway than the poll, then I know you just closed out of the poll too early and didn't answer. So go ahead and enter to win a free algo. We told you we were going to do a giveaway, so put your information in there. We'll give you a couple minutes to do that, and then we're going to be giving one lucky attendee a free algo of their choice. So good stuff. So do that, and we'll give it a couple minutes. Anybody have any questions? Anything we can answer for you while we are at it? Anything that you think you'd like to get answered before your call, even? Anybody got anything?
Would you guys like to see the performance of one of the trading systems that's in the program that
Yeah,
I've been
do that.
trading, what I've been trading for the last several weeks? Yes. If you want to end that poll, Jim, I can share my screen and stuff and
Yep.
when everybody's ready. So this is one of the strategies that I've been trading. Give me a second here. So, and I'm going to just share the screen. This is me trading it, by the way. This is my trade. Now, can you guys see it?
It's coming in. Yeah, there we go.
So this is me trading the system. This strategy will be released into the Alpha Quant system next week. We've been coding it for a while now. And basically, I've taken 100K account balance and I've done close to 80 grand, 70 grand yesterday, right? I'm still trading today. So until the end of the day, I won't look at today's performance. I traded to the close. But the point is that um, like this is one of the strategies that I've been trading and that's inside of the Alpha Quant Syndicate. It'll also be in the ATS as well, but I'm averaging about 10 to 12 grand per day, right? And that's 10% a day. I've almost doubled my account in 6 days. $100,000 account, guys, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is that like there's people that can tell you what to do and there's people that can show you what to do. This is no bullshit. Okay, this is no bullshit. This is really the real deal. I don't like getting down. There hasn't been a drawdown. I haven't had a losing day, Ray. I haven't had a losing day. I risk 2.5 to 5% on every given trade, but I'm an experienced trader. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's like what I'm telling you. Like this is the difference between trading the right system and having the right guidance. Yeah. So, um, I'm not saying this to brag, guys. I'm saying this because some of you are stuck in the rut of disbelief. Some of you don't believe that it's possible. Some of you think that struggle is the norm. Some of you will believe that you're destined to fail. I'm not here to sell you some hocus pocus. Like, you want to be a freaking really profitable trader, come be with the right people. It's going to cost a little bit of money, a little bit of time, but like, what's the point of doing it alone and losing everything or struggling or better yet, buying something that you're sick of buying versus actually following the right people? Right. So I'm just saying this because it's possible, guys. Like it really is. And I really care about seeing what you guys can do. And I want to see you guys win, right? I want to see you guys hit it out of the park and do what's really, really, really amazing. But it's going to take a choice. And that choice is it's free. You can book a call, have a conversation with someone that's qualified to talk to you about what's best for what you need to do. And then, right? It's all that matters. So, does everybody understand? Give me a yes, that makes sense to you. Type a Y in the chat box that we've done our job and we've given you a webinar that actually meant something this time, right? That's not just like a bunch of talk, right? And if you guys are interested in changing your narrative, let us know and we can definitely bring you the solution. And Jason is more than qualified. He's been trading for years and he knows the ups and downs and the in-betweens. And he's going to make sure that you're set in the right path.
I have a winner.
Oof.
I have a winner. That winner is, are you guys ready? Robert Kendrick. Robert, you have won a free algo.
Yay,
Just for
Robert.
showing up. Good things happen to people who show up. What's the secret? Gotta show up.
Fantastic. Robert, congrats, brother.
Congrats.
Is
You
there
are
another
a winner.
winner?
Yep, he was when I pulled the name. Yep,
Okay,
he is here.
fantastic.
So, good. So we'll get you squared away. The team will email you with a coupon that'll work on any algo. So choose your algo, choose wisely, and enjoy it. So for the rest of you, we will see you in the conversations. Yeah, there he is. Congrats. We'll see you in the conversations to talk more about AQS and everything that we have to offer here. And be sure to
Yes.
tune in
Wait,
tomorrow as well. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
hold on here. Hugo's
Yep.
asking, is there any help for people that have already bought some algos?
Mhm.
Yeah, so we have a specific program designed for like people that have already got some algos and are looking to join this program. We have a system built for how much money you spent in the business, right? If you spent a bunch of money on products and you've already bought some things, then great, and we'll make sure we help you out. If you haven't bought any money or if you haven't spent any money or you have an algo, maybe that you just bought one product or something, we can help you there as well. But like, don't worry. Like, we understand a lot of you have been with us for years, or maybe some of you haven't or whatnot. But we have solutions for everyone. So don't worry. Like I said, all you need to do is book a call, and that's all that matters, right? We'll address your system personally. Everybody's a little bit different, so there's no right or wrong answer here, right?
Yep. And just to prove that we really do care and we really do want to help traders, we have free trader education tomorrow, 10 a.m. Just show up. If you need the link, it's on the Tickblaze website. Just go to Tickblaze and then look for the webinars, and you'll see a link to join tomorrow, 10 a.m., hosted by yours truly. And we're going to go over all things trading, risk management, psychology, strategy, foundations, charts, all of it. So come out and tune in. It's completely free. It's open to anybody. You are welcome. Invite your friends. The more the merrier. Let's make this really awesome. We have a great time in there. So be sure to tune in tomorrow and we will see you there. Otherwise, we'll catch you on the conversations with Jason and let us know how we can help. Otherwise, have a fantastic rest of the day. Thanks as always for tuning in. Thanks for your time, and we'll catch you soon. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.